Hey there, how's it going? This is Ray McGuff coming to you live from the Ray Cave Bar. I was supposed to be involved in this last episode of the Last Roundup Horror Show, but I couldn't make it. I got very busy attending soccer matches and sporting events. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do any of that. I was catching up on TV, doing a little yard work, spending time down here at the bar. Anywho, I heard from Franklin. He wanted me to give you a shout out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let you know that the audio for this next item isn't as good as it should be due to the air conditioning humming in the background. It is hot, and the fellows couldn't just soldier through. Oh no, they had to have tippy-top air conditioning. So, yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that's also the return of Jared Collins, author. Wow, let's all give him a round of applause, huh? I mean, I myself am a self-published author. My books are available at Amazon.com, Amazon Prime, under Randall W. Oaten. 2 collections of short stories and a novella for those of you who are too busy for a full novel. At any rate, I hope you guys and gals and everyone else enjoy this episode of the Last Roundup Horror Show. And check out all of our other amazing podcasts on Podbean, on the Zombie Takeover TV Facebook channel, and other assorted areas. You'll have to seek them out. Use the keyword Zombie Takeover Television. Have a great evening. Thank you very much and stay tuned. Welcome to the Last Roundup Horror Show.
Welcome!
I'm Frank.
Shut up.
We got Jason over here. And look who's back!
Hey, I'm back for an episode. Do you want this pointed at me?
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta stare at that camera?
I don't know if he doesn't just stare at it.
I mean, I don't even know.
Gotta talk to us or anything?
I don't
Get
even
the right
know.
angle.
Just go play on your phone and
Like-
stare in the camera?
Like, I don't even know what you're doing with this thing.
Pretend he's not here.
I don't know how to move it, Frank.
Where's Randy at?
Randy could not make it. I think he probably had television to...
I'll just say Randy had his shit more together than Jared.
Is that good, Jared?
That's a better host than I ever
Good to
was.
see you, Jared.
Better host than I ever was.
Host.
Is that what we are? What do you call it when what do you podcasters call it?
Co-hosts?
I'm not a podcaster.
You're a podcaster. You're casting pods.
Pod Blast.
Do we even have a podcast anymore?
I think so.
We're just doing Facebook videos.
Facebook videos do the best, I'll be honest.
You casting your pods out?
We're just talking about movies because we're good friends.
And we film it.
Yeah, I don't care. We could
Because,
we could stop
I mean,
filming
it's
it.
we're doing memories.
Just get together and hang out every now and then if you want.
well, then...
I'm too busy.
There will be no evidence of it happening, so... well, let's talk about movies. Jared may or may not have watched these or seen them before, maybe. I don't know. Savage Weekend, 1979.
Not a chance in the world.
Didn't watch that one.
I don't know what it is.
Summary for this film. Several couples head upstate to the country to watch a boat being built. Unfortunately, they are stalked by a murderer behind a ghoulish mask. Written and directed by David Paulson.
That sounds familiar.
Cast highlight, David Gale.
Mass Killer? People?
I don't think you've seen it.
Sounds familiar.
The
I
cover
don't think
is...
it was released on DVD.
The cover has like a guy.
Yeah.
It's real cheesy. It's got like a guy in a mask pointing at you because you're gonna have a savage weekend.
Savage.
But it's David Gale's in this. It's like one of his first roles. He's really young in this.
Who was David Gale?
He was in Reanimator, the guy that gets his head cut off.
Gotcha.
He's in The Guyver and The Brain, a bunch of movies.
Sure.
You don't have any information on this, do you?
Other than I think I think it was made in '79, released in '81, if I'm right. Or maybe made in '76, released in '70. It's something. It took a while for it to be released.
There's some really atrocious sound design on this film. I don't know if you have the cleaned up deep Blu-ray, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably better on that.
I don't know. I've never seen this movie before. I bought this. This was a blind.
Well, you tell me if this happened on your version. Sometimes it sounds like you can hear them turn the mic on and off. Like,
Like a little sound, like you know when you're recording something. And
I didn't hear it.
Well, he didn't. He didn't hear it.
I didn't hear that.
I assume that was cleaned up on your version. They wouldn't release a Blu-ray with fucking like when they're doing their ADR. It's what it sounded like when they were doing extra lines that they had to fill in. You could hear the button recording, like the old style, whatever. The characters are just really generic to me. Really unmemorable soundtrack. This is also the first movie I've ever seen where even the boobs are kind of boring. I'm like, across the
There's
board.
a lot of boobs.
It's
a lot of sex.
What I'm saying is, it's almost pornographic, the sex scenes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's 70. Then it even sounds like porn music's going on.
Right.
It's not very, it is. Like, it's very sleazy.
Yeah, you see a dude slogging on a woman, like, I think it's...
None of this movie makes sense. Like I said, I bought this, I watched the trailer, lots of people said it was good. The trailer looked good, I bought it, but none of this movie makes sense at all. Like, the sex scenes don't even really make sense. Like, I don't know
who's a couple.
Who's
the one guy's fucking married.
She's daydreaming of other people, and then that scene like nothing makes sense.
It sounds like a good movie.
Yeah, it's great.
I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought that it was weird. They tried to sexualize everything. This bitch milks a cow or whatever, and she rubs on the nipple like it's a dick almost.
Oh, very. Yes.
And then
cups what would be the balls.
Yeah.
Runs her hand down the nipple.
It's a close-up shot. Then David Gale comes in.
And Ann watched this movie with me too.
Oh my god! I can't even imagine.
I asked her. This is the last one I had left to watch. I said, I got a cheesy, raunchy movie you want to watch with me. And I started. I think her plan was to go to bed, but once I put it on, it's so bad. You can't stop watching it.
It's really bad. It was around an hour into the movie when people start to die. The kills are unimpressive.
What did they do in the first hour?
Fuck a lot and talk about their relationships.
Nothing. Like, they're trying to do build the characters and stuff, but it was so confusing to me. Like, 30 minutes in, I was like, I have to rewatch this movie. I was asking Ann, like, what's going on? I don't even know.
All the sex scenes that happen in the first hour of this is all the women don't want to really do it, really, but the guys are really imposing on it. Like, David Gale takes that one girl and her shirt gets caught on a nail.
She wanted it.
I don't think she did.
She wanted
She
it.
hit him with like
her shirt started to tear. She still kept going backwards, so it tore over.
She was backing away from him.
She's the same one that had the
Yeah,
cow
that's
on her
true.
bucket. She wanted it.
I guess. Maybe she wanted it. The kills are very spread out also. There's plenty of time to watch a whore seduce a gay dude. There's this dude's gay, and he's known to be gay from Jump Street in this movie. And this girl
He's from 21 Jump Street?
He's from 21 Jump Street, I think.
He's just a friend of the couple. They go upstate New York, I think.
Yeah, he almost gets in
I don't know.
He almost gets in a fight at the beginning because he goes into this bar.
He kicks those two dudes.
No, yeah, he does. He gets in a fight. Yeah, but the guys he fights, the one guy looks gayer than he does because he's wearing like a sailor hat. He's
Think of the bartender.
Oh, yeah.
I thought for sure he was going to be gay when he walked in.
Right, yeah.
Had his hair, his shirt on,
That's just the 70s.
Unbuckled?
Unbuckled shirt.
This is almost worth watching just to see the shirt.
Well, you knew he was gay because he had so many buckles on his shirt.
Yeah, who wears buckles?
So much stuff that could have been cut out completely, or at least cut down a little bit. The killer unmasks himself at the end, and there's this big music cue, and the woman in the room is clearly like really surprised at who this guy is. And I'll tell you what, these people are so boring and vanilla. I was like, who the fuck's that guy? I forgot who he was completely. I did not know who the big. Ooh, it's that guy. It could have been anybody. Could have been fucking you, Jared.
Could have been. Could have been fucking.
Who was it?
Her ex-husband.
Oh, okay.
Which I knew it was her ex-husband because he was the only one that they introduced in the beginning that wasn't there in the whole movie. There's only one person it could be.
Yeah, I thought that at the end here they would redeem everything, and they had an opportunity to do a really cool chainsaw kill at the end of the movie, but it just flopped, and I don't really know. And they had this girl chained to this table saw, and I was in like this. If anybody flips this switch, it's going to go off and she's going to die. And you wait for that for so long, and then when it happens, and the guy flips the switch on, you don't even know if she died or not. Like, I really had no idea the way they edited it and everything.
Sounds good.
But I didn't enjoy this very much. I thought it was boring. I gave it a 2. So
It's not great.
I agree with Frank.
what did you think?
Well, it's I like if I had seen this movie and it came out on Blu-ray, I wouldn't have bought it. So, and I buy 5s, so I'm probably going to give it a 4. Parts of it feels good. It almost feels like Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
Mixed with
the scenery, the grain of the film. I mean,
it's dirty, it's cheesy, it's raunchy. I give it a 4.
I agree with Jason.
I think you would give it probably a 4.
but
Okay.
I don't regret buying it, but
Wouldn't have bought it if you
I
watched
wouldn't
it.
have bought it. Probably. Too much other stuff.
yeah, it is what it is. Let's see what. Have you seen Mountaintop Motel Massacre?
I have watched Mountaintop Motel Massacre. I have.
It's from 1983, written by Jim McCullough Jr., directed by Jim McCullough Sr.
Huh.
So it's a dad-son team.
It's like, hey, Dad. I
Get
wrote
into
this one.
Summary for this film. After several years in an insane asylum, Evelyn, the keeper of the Mountaintop Motel, is released and resumes doing business. She kills her young charge out of anger, but convinces the police it was an accident. Pushed into insanity, she then proceeds to target her guests, first by releasing vermin into the rooms, but then by using her trusty sickle. So, did you have anything for this to tag on?
No, I have no note.
No notes, so I won't refer to you.
I've had a busy couple weeks.
Yeah, got that barbecue cooking. I don't understand why the police arrive at the crime scene and even gave this lady the benefit of the doubt at the beginning. She kills, they call her her young charge, but it's her daughter, right? Her granddaughter or something. This little girl, she just kills her for no reason. But there's evidence.
Well, she has an episode.
But there's evidence all around that one
She's
chick.
she's crazy.
The sheriff opens up a door and sees like hanging weird dolls, odd, just creepy drawings, candles, like an altar-looking thing.
She just got out of the hospital.
She
right?
had a slice across her throat. I mean, look at the evidence, guys. The best part of this movie is there's a scene where the preacher guy, the fat preacher guy and the black guy, who's like a repairman or something, they meet for the first time and he invites him into his room. The preacher invites him into his room. He says, "You can just stay here with me for dinner. I'm having Old Crow and Vienna sausages." What a fucking meal that is, man.
Breakfast of champions or dinner.
Vienna sausages, I always think I like them. I buy them, and then I eat 2, and I'm like, I don't like these.
I ate a can of Vienna sausages just a couple days ago.
Yeah, enjoyed them all through the whole can.
The whole can.
What's your thoughts on a sausage?
I had them a long time ago.
They're like jelly hot
Truth or
dogs.
dare.
Oh god.
Well, I also tried sardines.
They taste
That's
taste
the
good
bad
and then they taste weird.
Yeah.
But then you remember the good taste when you first taste them, and so you eat the next one, and you're like, oh yeah, it is good, and then you're like, no, that's weird.
Are they little smoked sausages?
They're like little hot dogs
Yeah,
with
they're
jelly.
tiny hot dogs
They
and
taste like
barbecue
hot
sauce or hot sauce.
Yeah, they have hot ones, barbecue ones.
Don't fall for the hot ones. You think the hot ones would be better, but the
They're not.
barbecue are better.
It's
They
true.
they taste the same. The barbecue sauce and the hot sauce. The barbecue sauce just tastes a little more.
Well, yeah, to mix those two items, bad whiskey and bad food.
Just never had Old Crow either.
Oh wow. Well, it's like a Jim Beam ripoff, kind of.
It's like a cheap whiskey.
It's 1983. This one guy has a phone in his car, and he's up in the mountains. And I'm thinking, my phone, which is newer, I mean, it's still old. Doesn't I was down in fucking an area where there was just a bunch of hills. Lost signal. How's this dude have a fucking phone?
I don't know how those phones work. The first phone cards were
They were like, I looked it up. They
car
were
phones.
Landline.
The satellite?
They were
landline.
supposedly they were like the first cell phone because
Not
that's
even
the only
gone.
way they could power them. Otherwise, you'd have to carry a fucking suitcase around.
But yeah, you don't get no reception.
What are the chances that two young ladies would just so happen to get caught in a rainstorm wearing two of the cheapest, thin, like it looked like those shirts the guys from Hectic Knife bought. Remember the shirts from Hectic Knife?
If I would have took notes, I would have.
Yeah. It was it was obviously what they were doing, what they were trying to do, and they did it. They sure did. It's hilarious that they set up the premise that there's no power at the motel, and then there's this whole everybody's got candles. But I'll be damned if the one part they don't have a candle going and it's lit up like this room is, right? That was funny because I kept picturing how they were filming it. Like there had to be somebody with a light. Like,
do you want them to film it in the dark?
Well, no, it would look good.
Would that have been better for you?
It was just funny.
They should have had a candle lit in the background.
It was just funny how
make it where you can't see anything.
No, Jared. I was commenting. This is a podcast where you comment on stuff.
I was commenting on your comments. Isn't that what we do?
Not a fan.
Did you say where's Randy? Where is Randy?
Why
didn't Randy come out?
He said he couldn't. He said, "Oh man, I can't."
He doesn't like me, though.
I think he's afraid to have a
think
showdown.
once he found out you were back.
Once he found out that the published author was coming on. But
Randy doesn't like me.
I'm sorry, Randy.
He loves you, man. He loves you.
Wasn't he supposed to talk more about books or something?
He was, but well, I guess Jared must have talked about his book later or something. All the way to bother people. Like, if you're a psycho, this woman decides to rely on creepy animals. She uses these roaches that they're probably the worst out of the animals she uses because the sound they make sounds like an Atari 2600 game. Aside from the snakebite victim, nobody is really bothered by these animals either. Like, they just kind of, the one guy just brushes the roaches
in his bed. Yeah, you just knocking him off his bed.
The preacher's too drunk to care about the rats, really. The audio was garbage on what I watched. It's almost like you can hear. Oh no, this is the one. This wasn't the other one was the one where they. I fucked him up, Jared. This is the one where you can hear the sound of the tape.
I didn't hear that.
The other one was garbage too, but I think that was just because I was watching it on a shitty site. The kills in this movie are people seeing the crazy old lady, making direct eye contact with her, and then not trying to block her killing them. They just accept it and die. So that was funny. This movie sucks. The acting's bad, not in a fun way. And the bitch wouldn't have succeeded in killing any of the people she did, aside from the little girl at the beginning, if the characters had fought back just a little bit. The ending's completely stupid, and I thought the soundtrack blows. 1 out of 10.
What?
I didn't like it.
No, I thought it was solid. I liked how she goes from one room to the other and how she's able to move around the motel. I like the thought of the Mountaintop Motel Massacre. We just came back from down in the mountains, and then we passed several little like motels. And I thought, like, I just instantly want to go in there. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's shit. Rooms are, there's probably bugs.
You check under the rugs in the bathroom.
I still want to, like, I don't know. I want to go experience those kind of places. I don't know. I like the setting. Acting is what it is. I mean, it's an 86 slasher.
Is it 86?
I think so.
Oh, it was earlier than that.
I don't have my notes on much to say, but I would say it's at least a 6.
It's been a long time since I watched this one. Going on, yeah, this is one of the early ones. Going on 20 years probably since I seen it. But if I remember right,
I can't remember anything I watched.
Yeah, 20-year-old review. Let's see what's
not unless I've watched it again.
well, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to sit here and talk about it.
What's the most memorable thing you have in your brain about this movie?
Most of the stuff pops up. I remember the one thing I remember watching was laughing about like cockroaches. That's you're in a dirty mountaintop motel,
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm gonna get him with these cockroaches. Like, you probably could have not released
She
the
could have
cockroaches.
just killed them in their sleep, Jared.
She probably could have not released the cockroaches, and there would have been a similar amount of cockroaches.
Right.
But anyways, so I don't remember a whole bunch of specifics about it. I remember being disappointed when I watched it because I thought I was renting Motel Hell.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. I went to the video store and was like, I'm gonna go watch Motel Hell, and then I rented it, and I was like, oh, I got this instead. I'll watch it. and so like,
going to a movie like that.
But I didn't hate it.
What a disappointment.
I remember at the time. I've watched it. I've watched it 1 or 2 times. It's like, yeah, I'll watch that again. I mean, it's an
easy watch.
Yeah, it's a cheap mid '80s. You know, exactly, pretty much what you think it'd be. So I old rating, I'd give it a 5, probably.
5 or 6 is reasonable.
Watch it again, I wouldn't be surprised to say 4, but I wouldn't be surprised to laugh enough to say 6.
So I might have to rewatch it, a better version, because I was watching it on one of them, safe sites.
I doubt it's the version.
Could have been.
You just went in expecting caviar for some reason.
I don't think I was. I wasn't expecting nothing. I was just like, what? Who the fuck would be scared of this old bitch? I'd kill her right away. She'd be done. Let's move into 1986's TerrorVision. Summary for this film: a family's new satellite TV system starts receiving signals from another planet, and soon it becomes the passageway to an alien world.
You've seen this, haven't you?
Watched this one a couple times too.
Written and directed by Ted Nicolau.
You can't be friends with Josh Palmer without watching
He
this.
picked this. He was supposed to be here to talk about it.
Have you watched this?
Ted Nicolau wrote and directed this. He's known for the Subspecies franchise and Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys and a bunch of other Full Moon stuff, I'm sure. The cast is filled with people you both know and don't know at the same time.
What I do?
Well,
Go on about your business.
you've seen these people all over the place. Diane Franklin's in this movie, who was in Better Off Dead. She's also one of the girlfriends in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. John Grise, who you might remember as Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, plays the heavy metal dude. And all these actors have been in all sorts of shit. The intro song is great. The way they bring the title up and the whole intro segment is fucking awesome. It sets the table perfectly for this movie. This movie has fucking style, great colors. The animated 80s lightning is gonna blow your mind. One of my favorite lines from the movie is when, of course, this is a boob thing. Grandpa sees Medusa on TV and he says, "Well, will you look at those hooters?" Fucking that Grandpa's the best character in this movie. I like the metalhead dude too. The monster looks really good. It's probably one of the best looking monsters from any Charles Band production, because this is technically a Charles Band thing. It was from his first distribution company. Grandpa's death is great. His head folds in. It's pretty amazing. Could you imagine though if your parents were like these people? They're like these parents in this movie, like when you're a kid and they're just bringing people home to fuck them in their weird sex house, like big giant paintings of just people fucking.
It'd be weird.
I suppose if you grew up in it, it'd just be normal.
You have to accept it.
It'd be like it's just Tuesday.
There's a fun moment where the metalhead guy, whose name's OD, takes out a pizza, like a frozen pizza, out of the box and just eats it, like right out of the box.
It's already cooked. Out of the box.
It's fucking really gross. This movie's one of my favorites. I gave it a 10. I think it's a perfect movie for me. It's just the right tone. It's how I want it. If you love campy shit, I really advise you to watch this.
I agree with everything you said. I don't have anything else to add. I like the monster. I like the music. I like the tone. I like the comedy in it. It's funny. I laughed several times in it. And I forgot, this is a pretty, I wouldn't recommend this for everyone.
No, it's not for everyone.
Even though I'm going to give it a recommended score. I give us an 8. I can watch this movie just about any time of the year, any mood, any day. Yeah, I give it an 8.
Yeah, again, it's been a long time. Not near as long as Mountaintop Motel Massacre, but it's probably been a good 7-10 years since I've watched it. So I always loved the monster in it. It's funny, it's campy. I mean, you covered all the bases on it. Again, it'd be a fuzzy rating, 7, 8, higher than normal.
You think you probably throw that steak up?
Throw a steak up on TerrorVision.
Even though I wouldn't recommend it there, though. Let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend it.
I would recommend you watch it and then also watch Stay Tuned, because it's also another TV related thing. I think they go together well.
Yeah, it's a movie that I'd recommend. I mean, it's
Video that.
cheesy, campy sci-fi horror, which is my thing. So if you're going to talk to me about movies, you already know what you're getting into. So if you're going to talk to me, I'd recommend it.
Well, did you watch Puppet Master: The Littlest, Reich yet?
No.
You're gonna have to, Jared, because it's your kind of movie. Is it knowing what you like? From 2018, all hell breaks loose when a strange force animates the puppets up for auction at a convention, setting them on a bloody killing spree that's motivated by an evil as old as time. Written by S. Craig Zoller, who wrote Bone Tomahawk.
The Littlest what?
The Littlest Reich. Directed by Sonny Laguna and Tommy Wickland. Cast highlights for this movie: Thomas Lennon from Reno 911 as Edgar.
Good, it's a good cast.
Yeah,
I thought everything. It was cast great.
Barbara Crampton as Officer Carol Dureski, who evidently she was in the earlier. I'm gonna have to rewatch this. This has been a while. I own them all, but I haven't really watched them since I bought it. Udo Kier as Andre Toulon, which you would recognize him if you saw him. I mean, he's a bad guy in everything. Music by Fabio Frizzi and Richard Band. So that's a combination right there.
Yep.
There's a great decapitation immediately in this movie, which is always a way to start a movie off. Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch the later Puppet Master movies soon, because I was reading the IMDb page. They noted that this movie takes place in a alternate universe. I'm going to have to rewatch the other Puppet Master movies soon, because
Me too.
They noted that this movie takes place in an alternate universe where Toulon was allies with the Nazis instead of opposing them. And I don't remember shit in this franchise about fucking Nazis. You know what I'm saying, Jared?
He's got a whole pocket full of clamps.
Get out of here.
I got you, sucker.
I don't know how old they're trying to say Thomas Lennon is in this movie. He's 49, but at certain points in this movie, he has to move back to his parents' house, and his dad. Well, his room's set up like he was 10 years old when he left, basically, which is weird to me, because he probably would have moved out when he was 18 or whatever.
I don't know. I haven't watched the movie.
I'm just saying, if you're imagining, tell you what, man. Tell you what. I'm done.
You're losing the audience, Frank.
Come on, reel them back in.
I can't. There's too many distractions. I'm
I'm
telling
not
you.
distracted.
Fucking little kids.
You just keep talking.
Well, I mean, that's what we do here.
Is it?
I think. Like I was saying,
Focus. You got it. Frank.
this fucking dude goes back to his room from when he moved out, and it's set up like a 10-year-old's room.
Yeah. She kept everything the same.
But why would his room when he moved out be like a 10-year-old's? Was he an 18-year-old that played with fucking little robot toys?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
No. His mom had to revert back or something. When I moved out, my parents fucking turned my room into a goddamn storage room. Nothing.
He was 10.
I remember when this came out, people were complaining about how Blade looked, but I really liked the way he looked in this movie. I've read reviews where people say this is an unnecessary addition to the franchise, but I think it's probably one of the best.
I have to go back and watch it because I watched them all.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how many times I probably recorded these off TV because they always play them around Halloween time, consecutively. But I can only maybe remember one. How many is there? Because I only remember
There are
like
quite a few.
three. There's like eight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I only remember.
There's more than that now. There's got to
three.
be, because I've got 8 in my collection, and I know they've put out like 2 or 3 in between there.
From what I can remember, and I guess I was also never really a huge Puppet Master fan anyway. But yeah, this is the best one I've seen.
Yeah, there's nothing.
The cast is great. The production, like
Yeah.
I can't believe this is even.
Well, it's got Fangoria attached, so I wonder if that's
Okay, but what? I can't even believe this.
It seems like one of the first 3. I'm not a huge Puppet Master fan either. I watched a bunch of them though because they're always on, and I mean they're fun,
Yeah.
but they all bleed together. I couldn't even tell you which one
But do you remember Nazi
is
shit
which.
from it?
No, but it seems like 1, 2, or 3. One of those I actually liked. But
I think the first 3.
not enough to.
I like most
Distinguish
of them. I
it
like most of
completely.
them, but I consider it like one big thing.
Yeah, I don't shut them off, but that's when I watch them. It's like you sitting around and it's Halloween time. It's like, oh, Puppet Master's on and watch them.
There's this character named Markowitz. And
I'm not an authority on the subject.
It's played by Nelson Franklin. He's like the funny guy. He reminds me of Jonah Ray. He's like the main. There's so much like Nazi shit in this movie. This guy's Jewish, so they gotta get as many as they can in there, I guess. The effects are solid. At one point, a flying puppet decapitates a guy mid-piss. He's pissing. This flying puppet cuts his head off. It tumbles down into the toilet, and before the guy's body falls over, he pisses on his own face. I mean that, and it looks good. It's like you're like, what the hell? That's like it blows every other Puppet Master. That scene alone blows every other Puppet Master out of the water. Am I supposed to know who Cuddly Bear is? Because
Cuddly Bear and Lady Bear.
the bartender knows his nickname as much as a guy who's. I mean, he constantly says his name, right? I didn't know if he was in other movies or something because they really. I don't know. It's funny though. The really shitty detective. He just jumps to conclusions constantly. He's really bad at figuring anything out or knowing what to do. He's about as effective as a professional wrestling referee. He's just missing all the shit that's going on. He sucks. When I saw the pregnant lady, I knew we were in for some bonkers ass shit. It didn't really disappoint though. There's some crazy shit involved in this pregnant lady. It's kind of a ruthless movie. They have no problem at all killing kids. Once again, they got characters in here that are weed smokers that are idiots. I don't know why they can't ever have just the dude that smokes weed and he's not stupid as shit. I'll be the guy. I'll come in. Why would you use a gun on these things? Everybody's shooting these fucking puppets with a gun. If puppets are coming to you, Jared, and you have a choice between something to smash them with or a gun, what are you going to go with?
Magic.
That's a good choice. That's a really good choice. I would get a bat or a pipe or something. But there's a fucking there's a Hitler puppet in this that they pull out of this guy's back. It like
Hitler baby.
it was using him as a puppet, and they pull it out and it's this little Hitler baby puppet. And they say it's the junior.
It's better than it sounds. This really is a good movie.
I'm sold on it.
No,
So one guy
really,
goes,
really.
"It's the Junior Führer." So they know this thing has a name. There's this one part where the main Jewish guy Markowitz, he has this like little love affair thing with this Asian girl, and she dies, and it made me attack laugh so fucking hard the way it happens because they're all jumping out. Markowitz dies first. And then she has a little moment with him, and then they're all jumping out of this window into this dumpster.
Got long arm hair.
Thanks, Jared. Look at this dude. He's trying to get me off track. You know.
I've been noticing that. You wait.
Long everywhere here.
Oh, yeah.
You should see this down here.
You're waving it around a lot, not having to know.
Well, all right. Well, this bitch jumps out of a fucking building, and she has short arm hair, I believe, in case you were wondering.
I wasn't.
And she smashes on this dumpster and kills herself.
She is. Instead of jumping on the garbage, she's just smacking it down.
It just dies.
That's funny.
There's some. They made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, I laughed too.
There's several really funny moments. There's the first grindcore joke I've ever heard in a movie where this guy, it's in the comic book shop that Thomas Lennon owns, and Markowitz ends up wanting to go with them to this convention. And he says, no black metal in the car. And he goes, and he's like, no grindcore. And then Markowitz like plays grindcore on the stereo. And the girl that Thomas Lennon's talking to is just staring at him, and you know how grindcore sounds.
Sure.
And Thomas Lennon goes, "This is grindcore. You've heard about it all your life. This is it." Fucking best joke ever. Yeah.
It's probably good in the movie.
It works.
Cuddly Bear says some shit that catches me off guard. He says, "Go get yourself effervescent." Great. Made me smile. It's a good line.
It's probably good in the movie.
And it made me laugh really hard. There's a part where Thomas Lennon and his love interest are going to Toulon's mausoleum or mansion or something at the end of the movie. Thomas Lennon turns the radio on. There's some terrible song playing. He immediately turns it off and goes, "I'm sorry." It's just really dry. I love this movie. Gave it a 10 out of 10. They make it look like there's going to be a sequel, so hopefully that happens.
I do hope there's a sequel. Again, production value is good. It's funny. It's gory. The cast is good. But I think it's probably the best Puppet Master I've seen. I'm guessing it is. Maybe the other ones might be just more nostalgic. It makes me feel like I like them better. But this is good. It's I give it an 8. Definitely worth watching.
I think you can give it a 10.
I think you will. I recommend you watch this movie.
I'll give it a watch,
It's up your alley.
and I'll tell you. I'll send you a message after I do
That's
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
what I think.
Definitely worth your time. Anyways, hopefully this was worth your time. And yeah.
Can I plug? Okay, I plug my story.
Oh yeah, Jared's a published author now.
I got a short story in a book. You can buy it on Amazon. It's called Freaky Tales from the Force, Season 1. I wrote a story in it. One of the short stories is really cool. I got to be in it with a bunch of people I really like, and it's in the Kodo series. So that's awesome. And
It's available now.
it's available now on Amazon. If you buy it, please leave a review. That would be quite helpful. And in my story, a dude jerks off in chicken eggs.
On chicken eggs? In chicken
Makes
eggs.
things out of it.
Makes
Huh?
monsters and
Yeah,
creations.
it's monsters
Jerks off in a chicken egg?
in chicken eggs. Like that's the, you don't actually see him making it, but I let you know all the monsters in it are made from this dude jerking off in chicken eggs.
You also don't see it because it's a book.
Yeah, none of the writing settles on the scene.
There's no pictures in it.
I kill Frankie in it.
Yeah.
First 500 words, dead.
God.
That's the first thing I do.
Well, he killed this podcast too. So.
Oh, man.
Are you guys still a podcast?
I don't think so.
When'd you stop doing that? Was it right after I left?
Yeah, I think you did.
Oh, looks like you killed it then.
I did. Well, no, I think you killed it by leaving.
Well, I came back. It's certainly not any
Came
better.
back to stab it down into the ground. Anyways,
But yeah, there's the
We
shameless.
stopped doing the podcast?
I've been putting them out.
I was going to say, when did that happen? As far as I know, we haven't stopped.
I have no idea.
We've been working.
Me
We've been watching.
and Frank do things.
But this is our this is a milestone episode. This is episode 40. Jared comes back for episode 40.
Yeah. And,
See you again on 80.
We doing another one after this, right?
Yeah, the Evil Dead special.
So I'll be on the next one, and then I'll be gone for a little bit again, but then I'll be back for good.
If you're still listening to this Thank you. We'll see you next time.